Welcome to another video for the Linux and SQL series. Again, keeping it moving forward with the SQL portion of the series. And in this one, we're going to compound upon what we did in the prior video. We're just going to apply more filters and standard query language. Now, as a security professional, you often need to query, right, some numbers and dates normally, right? For example, right, you may need to filter dates, patch dates to find machines that need an update, or you might need to filter some login attempts during a certain period of time to investigate a security incident. Now, there's common operators for working with numeric or a date and time data that's going to help accurately filter data. Some of these like equal, greater than, less than, things like that. But nonetheless, I can paint the scenario for the next few activities or the next few tasks I'm going to do under a particular activity. Now, let's say I'm a security professional and I'm investigating a security incident that recently happened. Now, I need to gather information naturally, right, about login attempts for certain dates and times, and this is, in part to hopefully part of the security playbook that you have for your enterprise, but also in resolving the security incident itself. I'm just going to do a few things as far as retrieving login events made after a certain date, narrow the focus of the search to filter some logins in a date range, and then also investigate some logins that were made at certain times, and then filter some attempts also based on their event IDs. So first, to get this started, I'll need to, of course, retrieve some login attempts after a certain date. So I need to investigate this. So to do this, I'll, let's see, go make sure I have my tabs working today. Okay. Um, let's see. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure why I tried to use that. I'm not sure. But anything after would mean greater than, so that would be, this is everything after May 9th, as far as the login attempts after that particular date, assuming that's when the incident took place. And looks like there were quite a bit. There were about 125 login attempts made after May 9th of 2022. Now, based on my first query, I gotta find a need to expand the date range to include 509 in my search. So just gonna do, it wants to work today. Nobody. There we go. There we go. So I'll just add this here if, again, feels like working. For whenever it wants to be, show itself. Oh, there it is. It's an equal sign, so it could be equal to or greater than. So everything starting from May 9th, 2022, all the way to all the dates proceeding, or that I believe that's the correct word, after May 9th as well. All right. See. It's like, let's see. Let's have a syntax issue. Let's see, what is it? Hmm, Probably put the equal in the wrong spot. There it is. That's exactly what it was. So I've again, I made sure that it expanded just another day to include also the day of May 9th, 2022. It looks like there is quite a bit more. Looks like there were additional 40 login attempts on just May 9th alone. But this allowed me to move forward now that I have this info to retrieve logins in a date range, which is kind of important in part what I have here. So what I need to do is actually now narrow the focus of the search. So login attempts made after May 11th of 2022 should not be included. So I'm going to use the between and the and operators to return the results between 509 and 511, 2022. Right. So I'm just going to run the query to retrieve those particular records. So let's go ahead, input your perfect at about 123 as far as the amount of login attempts it looks like between I would say roughly about those 3 days, including the day of, um, as far as login attempts. Now I'm able to investigate logins at certain time. Now I'm just really narrowing my focus. So I need to investigate the logins that were made at certain times. Doing this, filtering the data between in the login attempts, all right, by login time. So my organization or the organization here in this scenario, the typical work hours begin at about 7 o'clock a.m. Right now, I'm going to retrieve all login attempts before 7 a.m. to learn more about the users who were logging in outside of typical work hours. So I'm just going to write the data, well, write a query rather to reflect this. It wants to work today. I'm not sure if this will work. Oh, there it is. It does work. All right, let's take a look here. It's quite a bit. Well, not too much. It's 67. All right, so let's see. Yeah, it's not too bad. Right. And I can also now with doing this, I have everything before 7 a.m. Right. And it returned really more results than required for the most part. So I'm just going to modify the logins between 6 p.m. And 7 a.m. I believe. Let's see. perfect. So not too bad, right? About 15, right? Looks like the earliest was like about 6:01. So not too crazy, right? I mean, some folks might want to, leave, get their work done early, in the workday. So do you blame them? Maybe, maybe not. Depends. But nonetheless, I'll move forward to my next task, which is going to be investigating logins by event ID, and also narrate the focus again. Now, I'm just going to investigate the login attempts based on this with another query, and I'm only going to return, or I want to only return the event ID, the username, the login date, those fields from the login attempts table. So it's going to do. And this is all very simplified. I mean, it gets a lot more complex in um, you know, real world scenarios. And we want to um, mm, trying to see how I know. So let me see here. Trying to remember here. All right, so I'm looking at it wrong. I knew there was something. That should be enough. Then I'll be able to select the rest. Yeah. There we go. I knew it. All right, perfect. Looks like there's quite a bit here. Uh, just like sifting through it. Perfect. So it's about 200. All right, so I can also modify this query as well to return only login attempts with the event ID between, let's say, 100 and 150. So if I do next, if I do this, I figure this one out too. All right. What is here? Okay. feel like I'm close, but I'm not sure. All right. Let's see. The name, the login date, I believe. There we go. Knew I was close. Perfect. And let's see here. Okay, about 51. Okay, not too bad, not too shabby. But nonetheless, this now brings us to the conclusion of the video. Just for a very brief recap, again, just showcasing just some basic SQL um, skills as far as, at least in this particular case, applying filters or applying more filters, just like applied filters originally in the previous video. Particularly around the where keyword, the between, and the and operators, and the operators for working with numeric and date and time data types. For example, equal than, less than, greater than, or both. To filter data from a table. And it can't. This was definitely a lot of fun. Can't wait until the next one. And in the meantime, stay curious, stay secure.